Hello, everyone. This is Peter Krauth of Silver Stock Investor. I'm here with Rob Macdonald, VP Exploration for Southern Silver. We're doing the backstage interviews for the Metals Investor Forum. Rob, thanks for your time to dig a little deeper on Southern Silver with us today.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's a pleasure as always to speak with you and your audience.
Thank you. So let's jump right in. There were some big milestones last year for you at the Cerro Las Meninas. There was an upgraded resource. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that, and then maybe jump into some of the influence of that increase with silver, lead, and zinc content and the implications.
Yes, the big highlight from last year, of course, was announcing a resource increase at the Cerro Las, our flagship, the Cerro Las Meninas project. We had been drilling for about a year, added about another 20,000 meters of drilling, and we were focused on adding on new discoveries, adding new deposits. And so we had some indications from earlier drilling that there was mineralization over on the eastern side of the Cerro, and we were able to confirm that and bring two new deposits into the resource base. This effectively increased our tonnage by about 33%. On a silver equivalency basis, we went up 26%. And on a silver alone basis, we increased by 40%. And so that was I think, very substantial. The other aspect is that the mineralization that we identified in the two new deposits, those being the La Bacona and the South Skern deposits, they're all relatively shallow compared to some of the deeper mineralization that we have on the western side. And so that was one of the focuses that we had in our exploration over the last 12, 18 months, was simply to identify high-grade mineralization that could get to the mill first or earlier within a basic mine plan. And so we were successful in doing that. We increased the tonnage, increased the contained metal. And one of the big things that came out was that we were seeing higher silver and lead values, grades within that mineralization. And we like that. We like that because lead, we have three concentrates formed within our process flow sheet. And the most profitable one is the lead concentrate. Most of the silver reports to the lead concentrate. I think it's 77, 78% of the silver reports to the lead concentrate. It also has the highest value. And so we were seeing higher silver and lead grades, suggesting that we are going to get higher amounts of lead concentrate, higher value, or it gives you a better NSR value. So that's net smelter revenue value for your ore. And it also decreases sort of the tonnage of what you produce to get the same bang for the buck. So and all of those things come into play when you're looking at the engineering aspects of a project. And we're building those aspects into a project or into the project for a preliminary economic study that we're currently working through and anticipate to deliver by the middle of this year, late Q2 2022.
Interesting. So that's certainly another big milestone for this year that we can look forward to.
Yes, yeah, and we are looking forward to it. It's a little bit of a change going from I'm merely the geologist, as they say, but it's a little bit of a change transitioning from pure exploration to working with all those engineering aspects and the costing aspects and whatnot. So that too is a little bit of a learning experience.
No doubt. On a different note, there's an acquisition late last year, the Hermanas Gold Silver project in New Mexico, that's actually near another of your projects, the Oro Project. Oro is fully permitted for drilling. What kind of work will you be doing there?
Well, Oro is a project that we've had within Southern Silver actually before we had Cerro Las Meninas. I think it goes back to around 2007 was when we first started picking up the pieces. We originally acquired some federal BLM land. We were then able to acquire some private land that actually had been in that particular family's possession since before statehood. New Mexican statehood. So it goes back a long, long ways. And we were able to bring those pieces together. And then the state leases as well. We spent several years actually putting together this package and then started exploration. We did an initial phase of drilling 9 holes, testing mainly some of the skarn targets on there. And then we transitioned to a distal gold target. And this is a large laramide porphyry system. It has one of the larger surface alteration expressions that you see throughout the Arizona copper belt. And it's a big system that transitions from a copper gold system in the porphyry target out to silver lead zinc system, where historically there were 5 active high grade silver lead mines, and then transitions even further out to a distal gold target. So we initially started targeting the skarn and porphyry system. We then spent some time looking at the distal gold target, and then the prices of copper fell away for a little bit, and so it went quiet there for a little while. But as copper prices increased, we became more active on the project. We've identified 6 holes, 4,000 meters in drilling. We're going to be testing porphyry targets, and we're going to be testing copper skarn targets. And so this is a means to give our investors a little bit more exposure to copper mineralization and the exposure to copper. And we have some very high hopes for a property that we've had within our stable for well over a decade. And so I'm looking forward to doing that and looking forward to the results. We start drilling in the first week of February. We have our permits, we have our bonding in place, and we start drilling in the first week of February. So more good news to follow.
Yeah, so we can look forward to some news on Oro that, as you say, has been in your stable for a while, and now is going to get some real attention.
Yes, and we're expanding our work in southern New Mexico. As you mentioned earlier, we've brought on the Hermanas Project, and this is a large vein system located just south of Deming, which is a community. And so you drive. The highway actually runs right through the property. You can drive to the property, very easy access, and it's a widespread vein system. The project was brought to us by Perry Durning and Bud Hildemeyer, who are very, very famous explorers in Mexico, and they brought up the Camino Rojo, the Los Gatos Project, San Sebastian, Argonaut San Agustin project. These were the initial discoverers of those projects. So they like what they see there. We liked what they showed us, and so we went ahead and did a really easy deal with them, and are working with them in terms of advancing the project. So for the next little while, for the next coming months, we're going to continue mapping and sampling and defining drill targets, and then will probably be a 4 to 6 month process of getting permitting on the project. And so by the late this year, late 2022, we should be in a position to drill that. So again, another catalyst to look forward for the investor to look forward to with Southern Silver.
Great. So maybe on that note, you can summarize for us the catalysts that investors can look forward to in 2022.
Yes. So all in a nutshell, we have drilling starting on the Oro Project targeting copper targets, both porphyry and skarn targets, and that's starting in February. So we should have good news flow through the first quarter of 2022 and into the second quarter of 2022. By the end of the second quarter, we'll have our PEA and publishing that, and that's going to underscore the value of the Cerro Las Manitas project. It is right now one of the largest undeveloped silver-based projects in the world. We increased it significantly, and we think that the PEA is going to show tremendous value for both the company and the investor on that project. And then later in the year, we should have some news flow actually earlier in the year with assay results coming from Hermanas, but then later in the year, we're going to be preparing that and getting that permitted for drilling. So toward the end of the year, there could be another catalyst, some more a greenfields discovery style exploration, again, for the Southern Silver investor.
Excellent. So that's great to see ongoing catalysts spread out throughout the year, and certainly plenty of news flow to look forward to.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So everybody should just stay tuned, and I'm sure they're going to be quite happy with the news flow that we produce.
Well, I certainly plan to do that. Rob, thanks so much for that great overview, and we'll certainly continue to follow the Southern Silver story.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Peter, and thank you again for inviting us on the show and giving us this opportunity to present.